Hey, Cam Dunlap here. Thanks for joining me. I want to spend a couple minutes talking about the two big reasons why people quit or fail this business. I've done a lot of studying on this and I've figured it out. I don't know if you know this about me, but I've been buying and selling properties since 1993, residential and commercial. I bought and sold hundreds of properties, made a fortune, and I've learned a lot along the way. And there were points at the beginning when I was new to the business that I darn near quit. But I stuck it out, I persevered, and now I'm living large. And you can too. I've been teaching good folks like yourself since 1995, and so what that means is I've had the good fortune to learn a lot from my students. I've learned what makes people tick, I've learned what makes people successful, and I've learned what makes people quit or fail. And there are two big reasons why people quit or fail. They are simply this: a fear that you won't be able to sell. You know, if you're concerned that you won't be able to sell a house, you won't make an offer to buy it. And if you don't make an offer to buy it, you're certainly not going to cash a paycheck, and you'll miss out on this opportunity. You know, we are in the midst of the greatest opportunity in real estate we'll ever see in our lifetimes. So if there was ever a point in time where quitting or failing would be the absolute worst possible scenario, it's now. The other big reason why people quit or fail the business is they're never quite sure where to get the money. So I made it my business for the last bunch of years to fix those problems for you. And so the folks that follow me, of which you're one, I've fixed that problem. I've fixed it so that you can create yourself a huge buyer's list easily, and I've made all the money you could ever possibly need available to you, and so there's just no reason to ever wonder where to get the money. In fact, once you know you can resell and you know you have the money behind you, stuff like this happens. Here's a fax, an offer on one of my properties just came in right now. The offer's $205,000, huge profit margin for me in here. And I'm going to accept this offer. In fact, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to sign it and fax it back. Here's a closing statement and a copy of a check from a deal I closed just a few days ago, $24,826 to me. Here's a copy of the check, 24 grand. The actual check went directly to the bank. They don't lay around on my desk very long. This is just a typical day in the life, and can be a day in your life. So let's address the first issue: no buyers, or a fear that you won't be able to sell. I fixed that problem with a system called iFlip. Perhaps you're an iFlip user, or if you already have my program, Fast Cash with Foreclosures, or Vacant House Gold, you're entitled to iFlip. And if you're not using it, by golly, contact my office and let's get you set up. iFlip is a web-based virtual real estate investing system that takes the work off your desk, dejunks your life, does the work for you so that you can negotiate with realtors, get deals closed, cash those paychecks, and have the time to enjoy the money. iFlip is the most comprehensive, easy to use, and least expensive system of its kind, and it was developed by me, and it is available to you. It is dirt cheap, and you'll love it. It's part of my program called Fast Cash with Foreclosures, which also addresses the other issue of where to get the money. See, with Fast Cash with Foreclosures, you get unlimited proof of funds and transactional funding for your deals. So I'm like a blank check in your back pocket. There's a banner right below me, right below this window you're looking at. It says unlimited proof of funds and transactional funding. Click that link and take a few minutes and watch the webinar that I did that's all about how to turn REOs, foreclosures, into fast paychecks using proof of funds, the iFlip system, and transactional funding. I've got students all over the country that are using this system that are making a killing. And the reason I know that is because we're funding their deals and we see the closing statements on both sides. You know, profits like this are not uncommon when you get on board with that system. And you will completely overcome the fear of not having any buyers, because one of the most primary functions that iFlip does for you is builds you a buyer's list. Run a few ads that I provide for you in the daily paper, the Penny Saver, Craigslist. Drive folks to your buyer's webpage, which is part of the iFlip system, and you will capture their information and build a buyer's list. I've already done all the work for you. The web pages are already designed. The copy is written, proven copy that pulls, and the system does all the work. You just run a few ads and you're golden. Here's a couple other strategies too to find buyers. Keep an eye out for the I Buy Houses signs that are out there on the street corners or on the billboards. Those are good buyers to add to your list. Keep an eye out in your penny saver or in your daily paper for the I Buy Houses ads. They too are good buyers to add to your list. Home Investors, that's a franchise, and they're great buyers. So if you have a Home Investors franchise in your area, contact them. They're a very good source for you to sell houses to. You can actually buy, they're cheap, you can buy those plastic signs that you put on the side of the road, kind of like the ones that you see that say I buy houses or lose 30 pounds in 30 days. You can buy those signs dirt cheap, and maybe your message says bargain homes for bargain hunters, and put those up in selective areas and drive them to your website. I don't even put phone numbers on my ads anymore. I just put my website address. Everybody has access to the internet. Drive them to your webpage, and let the system do the work for you. And that's just one part of what iFlip does for you. Check out that webinar. It's a replay. Click the banner below me that says Unlimited Proof of Funds and Transactional Funding. Let's spend a little more quality time together. Let me teach you how I can put you in the business of flipping properties right now. I provide you with the system to build your buyer's list. I provide you with unlimited proof of funds, and I fund your deals for you. In fact, I'm like a blank check in your hip pocket. So with that system, I completely solved the problem of no buyers and no money. Got you covered. Got your back. And what's interesting too is those proof of funds letters that you actually have access to our system and you create them yourself. Occasionally, I get contacted by the agent you're making the offer through or the seller, and they want more information. In fact, right here on my email, I've got two emails I'm going to answer as soon as we're done here, where the agent has written in and said, would you please send me a copy of a bank statement to back up the proof of funds letters? Happy to do it. I'm going to email that agent a copy of my bank statement where I keep a pile of money so that you never ever get doubted in terms of your ability to close. I've got your back. And then when it comes time to close, we're going to fund that deal for you. It's a simple process. It's called a simultaneous or back-to-back or double closing. It happens every day in every market. And when you have the funding to close your purchase side of that transaction, you'll do as many deals as you want. I've got students all over the country making a killing at it. Why not you? Then there's other types of funding that I want to make sure you're aware of. I've gone to great lengths to find you hard money, a good source for hard money. Right below me is a banner that says hard money doesn't have to be hard. Click that and you'll get to watch and listen to an interview I did with a hard money lender whose name is Lee Arnold. Very sharp guy, and I'll tell you I know why. Because he's still in the business. A lot, frankly most, but not all, hard money lenders went bust when the market tanked. A lot of them didn't see the writing on the wall. They rode the wave too far, too long, and now they're asset managers handling all the properties they had to take back by foreclosure. Well, Lee isn't one of them. He saw the handwriting on the wall, and he's got hard money for you so that when you want to rehab a house, you've got the funding. Or better yet, here's what else you can do with Lee. You can broker his money, and you don't need a license to do it, to other investors in your market, and Lee will pay you a fat finder's fee when other investors in your market use his money. Let's think about that. Let's say you use my system to find an REO, a bank-owned foreclosure, that needs repairs. You flip it to this other investor rehabber buyer in your market. That investor buyer needs the money. You turn him on to Lee's money. You get a nice referral fee. So you buy and sell the house, make a check like this, $25,000, whatever it is, and then get a fat referral fee because your buyer is using the money that you referred to him. How about that for an angle? Now, finding buyers is even easier when you can point them to the money to do their deals. Pretty good. And then there's commercial. This is huge. I mean, you're aware that the housing bubble bursted. Well, the commercial market is going into the tank now too. In fact, it's well into it. But I think we're looking at probably another couple of years of significant commercial defaults and foreclosures. And so if you look at the third banner down there that talks about commercial financing, commercial funding, That's a webinar I did with my commercial funding partner that you're going to want to watch. Because if you come across a commercial deal where the seller's in trouble, and there are a lot of commercial mortgages that are resetting, and so what that means is the interest rates are going to go up, and the owner could be in trouble, you can save the day by either helping them refinance and getting paid a fat referral fee for that, buying the property, or simply restructuring the financing and putting yourself in the deal as an equity partner and acquiring pieces of commercial properties all around you and getting paid huge finder's fees for helping my commercial funding partner, who will become your commercial funding partner, get involved in that deal. Unbelievable opportunity. And if you think about it, it helps to close the loop. So what I've done is I've really worked hard to solve those two big problems: a fear that you won't be able to sell and where to get the money. If you'll take the time, and I promise you it is well worth it, to watch the webinar I did, the banner below me that says Unlimited Proof of Funds and Unlimited Transactional Funding, you'll learn all about how I'll put you in the business of flipping foreclosures beginning immediately on autopilot with me as your funding partner in your back pocket. Then if you'll watch the webinar about hard money, you'll learn all about how you can use that hard money or broker it and create a way for your buyers to get hands on the money they need more easily. I mean, think about it. If you're helping your buyer find the funding they need, you'll be able to sell them more deals. And if you're making profit on, making a paycheck on both ends, holy smokes! And then watch that third one to learn all about the commercial opportunity that is upon us. And I tell you what, you will not only learn a lot from each one of those presentations, but each one of them can and will change your life if you let them. I really appreciate your being part of my family. I'm glad you came here to listen to this short video. I really care about your success. I want to make sure you don't quit or fail, especially now. So take advantage of what I have to offer, and I'll see you at the top. Take care.